Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the next part in the topic array, that is nothing but the string. So the today's title is string in C. So this is a new part to all of you. So listen very carefully. The strings are actually a one-dimensional array of characters terminated by a null character, and the null character, it is nothing but in a single quote I have written the null character forward slash and 0, which is called as a null character. For example, character name in bracket, uh, the bracket is square bracket, so definitely it is an array which is equal to, in curly bracket I have written the number of characters, but the last character, if you see, that is nothing but a null character. We call it a null character, so that every string must be end with a null character. This is the very important part in that character arrays. Each character in that array occupies 1 byte of a memory, and the last character is always null character, as I already mentioned. Note that /n and 0 are not the same. 0 having its different ASCII value, and /0 in a character array, we call it a null character having a different ASCII value. Let's we see that ASCII value for /0 is 0, but ASCII value for 0 is a 48. So as you know that the compiler will compare that every character with its ASCII value. So definitely the null character, it can be considered as a 0, but the 0 value, it can be having its ASCII value as a 48. The termination of a null is important. It is the only way the function that work with a string can know where the string ends. As I rightly mentioned that every string, it's must be end with the /0. So once we keep that /0 at the end of that every string, so the compiler will get the things the string is end at that point here. So this is the meaning of that termination of a null. Let's we try to discuss the declaration of a string, how to declare it. See the syntax: character space, as I say, the string is the group of character, string name in square bracket, it's a dimension or the size. Okay, so what this character will indicate? Definitely it's a data type. String name, it's a name of string, and it's a dimension. Please keep in mind that there is an extra terminating character which is in the null character /0, used to indicate termination of a string, which differs strings from normal character array. In the character array, we are not using that the null character, but in the string, definitely we have to use it the null character. How to initialize that string? There are so many ways are there. Let's we try to discuss the different ways to initialize the string. As you know that in that initialization, there are two methods. One is a compile time initialization, and second one is runtime initialization. So let's we try to discuss the compile time initialization. Just like an array of any data type, here the character array, you can see that character name in square bracket 6. It means that maximum how many characters we can store in that array? 6. And how I can initialize its element? In a curly bracket, I have written all the different characters separated by the comma. But as you know that the basic rule, whenever we have to denote that a single character, it can be always denoted with a single quote. Now, if you give the more focus towards this initialization, and if you see that the last element of an array, that is nothing but /0, it means that it is the end of a character string. But here For every character, a 1 byte memory space will be reserved. Similarly, for /0 also, a 1 byte memory space will be required if we initialize in this way. Second method to initialize that character is, as you know, that in that array, in a square bracket, the size or the dimension is not compulsory. It will be the optional thing is there. So by default the compiler will count and it will consider the dimension here. But if I initialize that in this way, then also the compiler would get that the things, the size of this array is a 6. The only difference in between the first and the second is I have not mentioned the size in the second part is there. Now, a difficult thing is that if the character array is having a very large size, or when I say that the character array is very lengthy, then for every character to write the single quote, then semicolon, it's a little bit difficult thing or quite boring thing is there. So how to remove that problem? So in the third part, if you see that character names, the image, and in a double quote, in place of every character writing in a single quote, now I will try to write whatever my string is there, that is nothing but group of character, it will be written in a double quote. But here the one another important point is that when we write the string in a double quote, /0 is not required. This is also minimized. When the compiler will get that the last character in the string, the compiler automatically places the /0 at the end. This is a very important thing when we initialize that array in this way. And the last one is, again, the size dimension in a square bracket is an optional thing, is that compiler will get this thing. Okay. So the memory allocation to the string, as I rightly mentioned, that now see that array index is always starts from 0. Now our string is sweary, and the last character is /0. Now as you know that for the character, a 1 byte memory space will be reserved in that memory. So for every index or in every character in the string, a separate 1 byte memory will be given, will be provided. Also for /0 also, separate 1 byte memory space will be required. Let us now look at a simple sample program to get a clear understanding of declaration, initialization of a string, and also how to print a string is there. Our code is always starts with this header file stdio.h, conio.h. Another one thing is that whenever the string handling operations, we have to do it. So third one header file which is required, and that is nothing but the string.h. It's a main function. Now declaration and initialization of a string, as I declare that character name, as I don't care about the dimension, because the dimension will automatically calculated by the compiler, but for that the string should be written in a double quote, and in the string in the double quote I have written Swedish College of Engineering Punjapur. This is the entire string is there. So this will clear that output screen. Now printing, printf %f and the name. Now for printing the character array, you have the two choice. Either you can print character by character, how I print that the integer array, with same way we can print it character by character, but for that the for loop is required, and size user must know that, and then that user can print character by character. The another thing is that for character by character, if when you want to print it, then you can use that in a printf statement %c. But now when I want to print entire string in one stroke, then another one format specifier is available in that C, that is nothing but %s, and it will print that the name of that string is there. Okay, so here our program will be terminated. Now this program, it will just simply indicate the declaration, initialization, and how we can one can print the string here. So very important thing, the %s format specified, we have to use it, and after that comma name of the character string only, not other things are required here. That output will be in this way. Let's say another simple sample program to read and store a string. Again, these three header files are required. One more header file, that is nothing but string.h. It's a main function. Here I declare that this is a declaration of a character array. Name of that character array is str, and its maximum size is a 50. Okay. So I have given that message to that user, enter one string, but user has to take care that the number of characters should not be greater than 49, because the last character is always /0. Now scanf %s. Now one more change you will observe here, whenever we use that scanf function earlier, we always use ampersand, but in terms of string, that ampersand is not required. If you write it, then also you will not get any wrong thing here, but this is not required because that str, this is the name of character array itself, is it will store the base address of a character array, so that here that ampersand is not required. You can directly write here, you can say, just check it, %f %s comma str. Either you can write the ampersand, or better way, it's a better practice to not use the ampersand in terms of character array only. Printf. Now here the scanf function will store the string, and the printf statement will print that what the string user has entered. Okay, so here our program, this is a simple program just for storing and the printing of a string. Now output will be, so first enter string message will be displayed. Suppose user has typed it Swedish, then its second printf statement will print its array. So this output I have purposefully written in a multi-line comment. So forget about that the comment part, but that the other part is very important. You will get the output same like this. Here I have written that one note in a scanf statement, ampersand is not required, as I just rightly mentioned. Okay. Now C supports a wide range of functions that manipulate the string part is there. So these are the few functions. I say that few, there are so many functions are there, but I say that it's only few functions are there. Out of that, if you see that one is the string length, it will calculate the length of the string. Other one is a string copy, it will copy that one string into another string. But here if you see that string length s1, so what that s1 is there, s1 is the name of that character array which will have that the character string. So this string length will calculate the length of a string s1. Now similarly, second function is a string copy. It will copy the s2 string into s1. Means s1, what that s1 initially having, that will be replaced by the string in a s2. Then string compare s1 comma s2. So this string compare function will return that integer value. If it return the 0, it simply indicates that s1 and s2 are identical, same in each respect. But if the string compare will return other than 0, then it simply indicates that s1 and s2 are not same. Simple thing is that. Let's we try to discuss that one by one later on. Then string cat means it's a string concatenate, means s2 string, it will be attached at the end of the s1 string is there. Okay. Then getS, the getS and the putS, this is the another part for scanf, and the printf function is there. Let me try to discuss these parts later on is there. So let's we try to discuss about the first function, string length. This function counts the number of characters present in a string. Let us see that one example so that your idea about the string length will be clear. So this is the just format. If you see that I have used that the string.h header file. Here we have declare and initialize that one string character name, and that will be initialized with one string, that is the swery. Now here, as you say that, as I say that the string length will return that integer value. So for that I have considered another one integer variable at the length. Now the next part is very important. Len, which is equal to function string length in a bracket, the name of the string as the name. So definitely the string length will return that integer value, and that will be stored in a len variable, and then we will try to print the string as well as the length. So here our program will be finished. Now see that, just try to guess what will be the output. So the output is nothing but this printf statement. In the printf statement, one string will be printed and one length will be printed. So definitely the string will be swery, but what will be the value of length? Any guess? The length will be the 5, because only 5 characters are present here. Okay. This is the use of the strlen, string length function. Okay, which will calculate the length of the string. Second one, string copy. This function copies the content of one string into another. The base address of the source and the target string should be supplied to the function. Let's see that one example so that your idea will be clear. So these are the common part. Here I consider one string character source. I have given that name of that string is a source, and which is equal to college. This is a string. It's a declaration and the initialization. And the second one, I say that another one character array having a maximum size is the 20. We call it a target. This is the name of that two strings are there. String array. And now here I use that strcpy, means string copy function. But how I use it? In a bracket I have written target comma source. The source having it's a string, but the target it's only declared. But the string copy, this function will copy the content in a source string into the target string. Means it will go from right hand side to the left hand side. Means the source content will be copied into the target. And now when I try to print that the source, definitely the source having its content, that is nothing but college. But when I try to print that the target, definitely that will be the same as the source string, because source string content it is copied into the target string is there, and our program will be terminated. Now guess that what will be the output. The source string is equal to college, definitely it is there, but the target string is also equal to the source string, because that we have copied. Okay, hope that this part will be understood to you. The next function is string compare. Now string compare, this function will return some integer value. And what is that integer value? Let's we try to discuss about it. This function which compares two string to find out whether they are same or different. The two strings are compared character by character until there is a mismatch character of the string is reached, which occur first. If the two strings are identical, the strcmp will return the 0 value. If they are not identical, it will return a numerical difference between the ASCII value of a first non-matching pairs of a character. The simple thing is that just assume that two strings are there. If two strings are identical, same in each respect. In each respect means what? If one string is in small letters, the other string, if it is also in a small letters with a small characters, we say that it's identical. Then the strcmp will return the 0 value. But if the strings are different, then it will compare character by character, means first character of a first strings and first character of a second string. If it is matched, then it goes forward. Otherwise, it will return the ASCII value of a first non-matching pairs of a character. Get it my point? Let's we see that one example so that your idea about this part will be clear. Here I have considered one character array. It's having a one string as a swery in capital letters. Another character array having a string in a capital letters, but it is same. And the third one character array having the same letters, but it is in small letters. So definitely the ASCII value for capital letters and the small letters, it will be different. Now these are the declaration and initialization of 3 character array. Now as you know that this string compare function will return some integer value. So for that purpose, I have initialized 2 variable I and j of data type integer. And then next I have written I is equal to strcmp string compare in bracket a comma b. If you see that a string is in capital letters swery, B string is also in capital letters swery, so definitely both string will contain the same things. No difference at all. So definitely what that I will be stored, definitely it's a 0. As I rightly mentioned that when both the strings, when they are same, then I will store the 0 value. The next part is j is equal to string compare a and a comma c. Now a, what it contains in capital letters swery, see what it contains in small letters swery. Now, as we know that this string compare will compare character by character till a non-matching will be found. Means now A having a swery in capital letters and C having a swery in a small letters. So definitely the first character of A is capital S and the first character of C is a small s. So the capital S ASCII value is different, small s ASCII value is different. So definitely this string compare will calculate the difference between ASCII value of a capital S and ASCII value of a small s, and that will be returned to the J. It will not compare the next part of the string. It will just return that integer value at the first part itself, because the first character itself is a non-matching character, so that minus 32 will be stored in the j variable is there. If you try to calculate the ASCII value of a capital S and ASCII value of a small s, so definitely there is a difference between minus 32 is there. Now that value it will be stored in the j is there. Now you can see that if you print that I and j, what that I we discussed earlier, what that I will be stored, definitely it stores the 0 value, and what the j it will be stored, the j will store the minus 32 is there. So definitely we must get this output is there. First output is 0, second output is 32. Get it? Hope that this part will be clear to you. The next thing is, next function is string concatenate. Concatenate means what? It will combine one string into another string, but where? At the end of the another string is there. So this function concatenate the source string at the end of the target string is there. Let's see that example so that your idea about the string concatenate will be clear. Now see that here I have considered one source character array and its content is very target character array and its content is a Penderpur. Now here I have just printed the source string and the target string is there, and now here I use that the function string concatenate, but how I written, just check it here. In a bracket I have written target comma source, bracket complete, semicolon, means what the source contained, what the source contained, that will be attached to the target string at the end. Means the source string will be concatenate attached at the end of the target string is there. And then if I try to print that the new string, and the new string means where it will be stored in the target. Initially the target having it's a Pundarpur string, but after string concatenate function, the target having the its original string as well as the source string. Now just see that what will be the output is there. Now first printf statement will print the source string, that is the query. Second printf statement will print the target string, that is nothing but Pundarpur. But third printf statement, now you can see that it will store the target string as it is, and at the end of the target string the source string will be attached here. Means Pundarpur query, it will be the combined string will be formed in the new string, that is nothing but in the target string. Hope that this part is also understood by you. Then another one part of this string operation, that is nothing but getS and putS function. Let me clear that the one thing, when I use that the scanf function to scan and the printf function to print that the character array, there is one limitation. That limitation is that the scanf function will not store the multi-word strings. Multi-word string means what? If I want to store Swedish College of Engineering Pundarpur by using the scanf function, that is not possible. It will not acceptable is there. So to avoid that limitation, another one function it comes, that is nothing but the getS. Hope that this part will be clear. Let me try to clear once again. The scanf is not capable of receiving multi-word string. Therefore, the name such as Swedish College would be unacceptable to the scanf function. So what the scanf function will store only it will store either Sweri or college, but definitely it will store that only first word. But if I want to store that the Sweri space college, it's a combined string, then the scanf function is not useful here. The getS function and its counterpart putS will be very helpful in this regard is there. Let's we try to see that the one simple code so that our logic, our idea about the getS and the putS function will be clear. Here I consider that one character array having a size of a 50. Then I have used that the printf function, enter college name. Then just see that I use that one getS function here. getS means once that user will read this message, enter college name, the user will type something, then definitely that function, that string must be stored in that the getS, and the syntax for the getS is equal to it is nothing but getS in a round bracket the name of character array. Simple thing is that. So what that user will type it in front of enter college name as it is, it will be stored in the name variable here. And putS means getS is just similar to scanf and putS is just similar to printf. Simple thing is that. See that what will be that output? Our output is like that. Enter college name, it comes first. Suppose user has typed it Swedish College of Engineering Pundarpur, then that will be stored in that character name, and then putS function will print the string. Okay, so once again I revise this getS and putS. It will be the another part for scanf and printf, but for string operations only. Let us see one menu-driven program to implement that following string operations: string length, string concatenate, string copy, and string compare. A menu-driven program, as you aware about it, how to write that menu-driven program. Let's restart with this header file stdio.h conio.h. Then as you know that to when we want to use that the string function, so definitely string.h, that part is very important. It's main function. Now here I have considered two character array, name1 and name2. The maximum size is of 50. Then one integer, two integer variable length len1, len2, cmp and ch. Now here put yes means printf, that will print whatever the double whatever the content stored in the double quote. It will print that enter first string. Then get s means it will store in name1 array. Then put s enter second string, it will store in name2. Then put s, it will print that menu. These are the menu printing. One is to calculate the string length, two is to calculate the string concatenation, three is to store string copy, fourth one is to store to string compare, and the last one is enter your choice. So it is a user choice. Either you can either user can type 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, that will be stored in a ch. Ch is also a one integer variable because user has type 1, 2, 3 or 4. And based on that, uh, switch function, it will start switch ch. Case 1, that is the string length. len1 is equal to string length name1, len2 is equal to string length name2. Means len1 will store the length of name1 string, len2 will store the length of name2 string, and that will be printed, and after that break it occurs. Number case 2 is string concatenate, means name2 string, it will be concatenate or attached at the end of name1 string. Okay, so what that initially name1 will store, so at the end of that name1 string, the names2 string will be attached over here. Now here I have printed name1, printed name2. Name2 is as it is. Then break it occurs. Then string copy. I want to copy that name2 string into the name1. Means when the string copy function will be executed, what the name2 string is there, that string, it will be copied as it is in the name1 by replacing the content in it. Means the name1, now after execution of string copy, the name1 will contain the same characters as like in a name2 is there. Name1 and name2 breakout. Then string compare, as I already discussed, that the string compare will return that some integer value, just like string length. So the string compare, if when the name1 and name2, when they are identical, then compare cmp will store 0, otherwise it will store except 0 value is there. If here I have apply one logic, if cmp is equal to 0, then I have printed both strings are identical. If cmp is not equal to 0, means else part, both strings are not identical. And in the default part, I have written that different value is there. So the output, uh, so first you will observe on that output screen, enter first string, suppose I type it Ferries. Then enter second string, suppose I type it college. Then menu will be printed, one to calculate string length, two string concatenate, third one string copy, fourth one to string compare. Then the choice will be asked. Then suppose the user has typed it one first choice, then definitely the length of the first string will be calculated, which is equal to 7 if you count it. That apostrophe is also counted here, and length of the second string, in place of first I want that second string, that is also the 7. Okay. So hope that this string part will be understood by you. If you have that any doubt, please comment on